Shri Mataji. We'll just namaskar and raise our good hands. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll just namaskar and raise our good hands. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll just namaskar and raise our good hands. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll just namaskar and raise our good hands. We'll say 3 mantras to Shri Ganesha. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll just namaskar and raise our good hands. Shri Ganesha. We'll say 3 mantras to Shri Ganesha. Adi Shakti Mataji. Jai Shri Mataji. Nirmala. We'll just Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can just put our right hand on our left swadhisthana. And we'll just say one mantra to Sri Nirmala Vidya. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Nirmala Vidya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can bring that hand back on our lap and we can put our left hand on our liver. We can say the mantra to Sri Nirmala Chitta. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Nirmala Chitta Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Sri Chandrama. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Chandrama Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can bring our left hand back in our lap. We'll just put our right hand across our agya, our forehead, and we can say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So we can bring that right hand down, and then we can just put the left hand up to clear our right side. And we can say one mantra to Sri Hanumana. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Hanumana Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. I bow to the lotus feet of the Holy Guru. May the dust of your feet clean the mirror of my mind. I will describe the pure glory of Sri Rama, who bestows the four gifts, Dharma, Artha, Karma, and Moksha. Realizing the limitations of the mind, I remember the son of the wind god. Give me strength, wisdom, and knowledge, O great-bodied one, to relieve me of all my sufferings and impurities. Victory to Sri Hanuman, ocean of knowledge and virtue. Hail, greatest of the monkeys, who illuminates the three worlds. Messenger of Sri Rama of unequaled strength. Son of Sri Anjani, you're also called the wind god's son. Courageous warrior with mighty limbs. Remover of evil tendencies in the mind and friend of wisdom. Of golden complexion and well attired, youthful, wearing earrings with curly hair, you hold a thunderbolt and a flag with the sacred thread of munj grass across your shoulder. Shining with auspiciousness, O son of Kesari, glorious and radiant, you're worshipped by the whole world. You're highly learned, virtuous and wise, and always anxious to do Sri Rama's work. You revel in listening to the law of the Lord, enshrining in your heart Shri Rama, Lakshman, and Sita. You appeared to Sita in a tiny form. Assuming a colossal figure, you burnt the city of Lanka. Acquiring a terrifying form to destroy the Asuras, you served the cause of Lord Ramachandra. You brought the Sanjivani herb and revived Sri Lakshman. Sri Rama then embraced you in joy. Sri Raghupati praised you highly. You're as dear to me as Bharat, he said. The thousand-faced Shesha sings hymns in your praise, the Lord of Lakshmi said, pressing you to his heart. The God-realized Saint Sanaka, along with Sri Narada and Sharada, sing your praise. The gods of death, wealth, and protection, as well as great poets and scholars, have all failed to sing fully of your glories. How can this poet express your excellence? You helped Sugriva and brought him to Lord Rama. Thus you retrieved for him his lost kingship. Vibhishana listened to your advice and became the king of Lanka. The whole world knows this. The sun is 12,000 yojans away. You mistook it for a sweet fruit and tried to swallow it. No wonder that putting Lord Rama's ring in your mouth, you leapt across the sea. All difficult tasks of the world are rendered easy by your grace. You guard the doorsteps of Lord Rama. No one can enter his presence without your permission. All happiness lies in seeking refuge at your feet. When you're the protector, why should one fear? You alone can control the great power you possess. All the three worlds tremble at your call. Evil spirits do not dare to come near the one who recites your name, a great warrior. All disease and pain are destroyed by the constant repetition of the name of valiant Sri Hanuman. Hanuman delivers a person from misery if he meditates on him in thought, word, and action. Lord Rama is the detached ruler of the universe. You brought to fruition all his enterprises. Anyone coming to you with a desire in mind, you give that person the unlimited fruits of life. Your bright glory travels all directions and ages. The world knows the supreme success of Sri Hanuman. You are the protector of seekers and saints. You are the destroyer of the Asuras, the evil forces. You dispense the 8 powers and the 9 types of devotion as a boon bestowed upon you by the Divine Mother Janaki. You possess the divine elixir of Sri Rama's name. You're ever the servant of Lord Rama. By singing your praise, one reaches Sri Rama and is freed from the sorrows of many lifetimes. In the end, such a one enters the divine abode of Sri Rama, and if reborn, he becomes a devotee of Sri Vishnu. Your devotees need not remember any other deity. All happiness is assured by Lord Hanuman. All difficulties and pain are destroyed when one remembers Hanuman, the strong and the brave. Victory to Hanuman, Lord of my entire self. Shower your grace upon me as a divine guru. The one who recites this Chalisa 100 times will be delivered from difficulties and will attain great joy. The one who recites this Chalisa in praise of Sri Hanuman will achieve success and get the darshan of Lord Shiva. Tulsidas is ever the servant of the Lord and prays perpetually. O Lord, may you always reside in my heart. O Son of the Wind God, remover of misfortunes, most auspicious figure, with Sri Rama, Lakshman, and Sita, please reside in my heart, O protector of heaven and earth. Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can just bring our left hand onto the left side of the head, onto the ego. And we'll say, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Shrima Sharanam Gacchami. Buddham sharanam gacchami. Dharmam sharanam gacchami. Sangam sharanam gacchami. Shrima sharanam gacchami. Buddham sharanam gacchami. Dharmam sharanam gacchami. Sangam sharanam gacchami. Shrima sharanam gacchami. Just bring our hand down. And we'll just say one mantra to Sri Nivichara Samadhi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Nivichara Samadhi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Or just sit in silent meditation and with your attention just watch any thoughts that arise. And then you can just say, not that, not that. Then the thoughts will automatically disappear just by watching. Not that. Not that. not that. Don't let your attention drift. Not that. Or just listen to Shri Mataji's talk and stay in our meditation.
My joy knows no bounds. When we have come to worship this holy mountain, which we have named as Ganaraj. Because they can hear you without that. Sometimes the words are not sufficient to hold the outpour of your joy. I come to you as a symbol of your mother. But the first son who was created was Shri Ganesha. And then when the Mother Earth was created as a symbol of motherhood, Shri created many Shri Ganeshas in this universe. In the cosmos, the star which is called as Mangalala काय म्हणतात? Mars is the Ganesh, Shri Ganesh. All these symbols were created for you, the Sahaja Yogis, to recognize them. To recognize all these symbols is easier if you are a realized soul. But we have had so many great realized souls in the past of very high quality.
De très haut niveau.
And they recognized, they found out the symbols of Shri Ganesha long time back. India is the microscopic form of the whole earth, Mother Earth. So in the triangle of Maharashtra, we have got 8 Ganeshas which are manifesting vibrations and were recognized by great saints of Maharashtra. But as you have seen, as a grace of these great saints, especially Maharashtra has created human beings who have Shraddha as the highest expression of their emotion and mind. Because of that lofty vision in the mind, whenever they see something of this sublime nature, their thoughts go to God. Thanks to the saints of that state, that people have that sensitivity and that kind of a movement. Unfortunately, in the West, where Shraddha is something very superficial, anything like this takes them to something very low, something very dirty, filthy, unholy. Instead of surrendering to the sublime and enjoying the greatness of the sublime, they take to something very carnal which belongs to the flesh. But still, the people who are living in simple ways in the villages, in the nature, must have realized the importance of this holy mountain. Thousands and thousands, millions of years back, the Mother Earth started producing her Ganesha. It was first a huge ocean where Himalaya stands. Himalaya gradually started coming out of that ocean in a flat way like a Shivalinga, which is the expression as the manifestation of the animals. They have the brains which are flat. In this way. But when the Himalaya started coming out of that sea, the Mother Earth was pushed on sides. And the Mother Earth started giving folds to her sari, you can say.
Et on peut dire que notre mère, la Terre, a commencé à draper les plis de son sari.
You can stand up and stop. Now, when that movement started, the sari gave waves of vibrations in such a way that at certain points it rose up to a point becoming like Shri Ganesha. And it was to begin with a flat, again the same type of the. But then still more folds started coming up much later when human brain started developing its ego. So the whole of that land was pushed up and another land joined it in such a manner that it formed a apex. The superego was pushed in and was brought to the climax. That synchronizes with the human brain because the whole universe is represented in our body as well. Now, the central axis of the Mother Earth acted as the spinal cord. By this happening in the Himalayas, again there was a big push onto all the mountains which were to be created as Shri Ganesh, and they got into their final forms. And the apex was created. So the Mother Earth as Gauri created all these Ganeshas. At the other end of these ranges must be the highest mountain because it is pushed the most. You see, when they pushed it, Himalaya was brought up to a point only. Up to a point it went, and then the waves created Ganesha of a certain height, not too much height. So it was pushed on the right hand side more. The ego went, you see, expression in Mont Blanc, say for example. And on the other side, it was created another Ganesha at the other end near Darjeeling.
Also?
No. It is the expression of ego.
Ego, yes.
So Shri Ganesh was expressed even in Darjeeling, and you get the same kind of redness on that. I have seen another Shri Ganesh created in Delphi, where they say is the Nabhi of the Mother Earth. Also, when Shri Shiva is created, Linga is created, along with him always there is a Shri Ganesh created, as in Amarnath, where a drop of water falls on a particular area and creates the Linga, plus that another drop falls on another side and creates Shri Ganesh, exactly like the face. Now the ocean is the father and the Mother Earth is your mother. But when the Mother Earth becomes a mountain, she is called as the father. The reason is she at that height can catch the father on top of her head as snow or as rain. That is how a mother becomes the father. And so she can perform the complete function of a father and a mother. In that state only Gauri, the daughter of the mountains, conceived Shri Ganesha without the help of the Father, Immaculate. The purity of the snow is 100%, and that covers the Mother Earth, gives the formation of innocence. All the filth and dirt that goes into the ocean is clarified by the sun, which is also Shri Ganesh, and is brought on top of the hills and mountains to cover it. But to Ganesh, it is a big problem to exist in a country which doesn't worship it. It has no sense of respect. It is always aspired that they should climb over very egoistical ambitions of a low level and outward. When you see the mountains like this, the idea that should come into a good human being would be, oh God, I can see you in the sublime form. And how will I conquer my ignorance? How will I climb over my mountain of arrogance to look at you? To a egoistical mind, the mountain is for the joy of the eyes, and the joy which is really not the joy, but is a kind of a pleasure for them to see. Their ego gets challenged and they want to climb on the mountain that we are higher than you. We had Himalayas for thousands and thousands of years in India. Nobody ever thought of climbing it. When the English came, they started doing it first time. Then the French, Portuguese, Spanish, all of them all did this, and the Indians were looking at them bewildered. What are they doing? Why do they want to climb the mountain? It's better to see them from distance and adore them than to climb over them to die. But this egoistical mind can go further, as in Switzerland it has gone, that they try to ski over these mountains, take the slopes to go down. They go down in any case. And they break their legs. I told one Sahaja who wanted to come here for skiing, I said, don't go there. It's not allowed by Sahaja. And he came back with broken legs. So every way, the games are also such that is just a satisfaction of the ego. I can understand small children going over a slide, but big old men moving like this for hours together, they have no other work to do? That shows they have no maturity of any kind. They are still stupid children playing with the snow. By all these doings, what happens? That the holy places become like cemeteries. Imagine, instead of putting flowers on Shri Ganesha, you are putting dead bodies on his body. And while skiing, putting those hard nails into the body of Shri Ganesha. It's true. There is no sense of respect. Perhaps we don't respect ourselves. We are not mature enough. The first thing that should happen, that one folds his hands to Shri Ganesha and just sees those things. Just this should happen to all the Sahajogis. So the innocence has to be developed to have that respect. If you are not innocent, you cannot have respect. And in the innocence, you don't think you are the wisest of all and make everybody look like a fool. Nor do you laugh at others and make fun of them. Nor do you play games and put people down. But what I have seen even coming to Sahaja Yoga, this is the worst part of it. I have seen people who play games after coming to Sahaja. They gossip and say all kinds of wrong things, which I have never said before. There was so many kinds of things I hear that I am amazed how Sahajogis are such creators of gossips. Is this the way Ganesha would behave towards the mother? That thinking yourself to be great people, you say mother said so and this happened and that happened. Ego is anti-innocence. And that's why this kind of a nonsensical gossip people do, which I can't understand, so filthy, I just can't understand. Like there was one lady whom nobody would marry. And there was only one fellow who accepted to marry that woman. And that's how the marriage took place. Now this lady, or perhaps somebody who is like her, has spread stories that she was the most beautiful woman. Everybody wanted to marry her. Everybody raised their hands. I never asked people to raise their hands. It's not like that at all. When I heard it, I was shocked. This woman, nobody wanted to marry her. There are all kinds of things that you have got from your past. And you must try to get out of it. Otherwise, you cannot rise high. A person who is not innocent cannot worship Shri Ganesh. In his right hand, he has got a parsha. You must know that. A terrible instrument, you see, with one stroke, he takes out your head like guillotine it is. Those who are not innocent play games, try tricks, gossip, indulge in filth. He cuts them off. Innocence is a very sharp thing. It does not have any compromise, which you can see in the life of Christ. With his trunk, he throws people left and right and throws them out. He sees for a while, and if people remain still half-baked, they are thrown out of Sahaja Yoga. No one should think that you have got realization. You can be in the Sahaja Yoga if you do not take to innocence. Innocence gives you complete sincerity. And Ganesha is the judge. And he is the one who throws you out of the periphery like a tangent. You get out of Sahaja Yoga. And when you get out of Sahaja Yoga, you start going down and down and down. And then you may develop horrible diseases of the Muladhara. Those who are hit by him are the worst. If you have come near him, be careful. Face yourself, see yourself, note yourself. Another thing they told me that some people think that they are great Sahaja Yogis who contribute nothing to Sahaja Yoga but headaches. If some saint Sahaja Yogi starts telling the other Sahaja Yogi about something sensible, this fellow puts up his right Vishuddhi, pressing it hard on him to show that you are talking because your Vishuddhi, right Vishuddhi is catchy. Very cunning. You are not to play games because you are harming yourself. I am telling you now. Those who think they can play with the loopholes must know that there's a loop round their neck. Like the fallen angels, you'll go to the greater heights or depths of Maya. So try to be honest to yourself. Any nation has any problem, any sins they have been committing or have committed before, should not be anymore a tag with you. If a country has been cunning, then you should be innocent. If you are coming from a foxy clan, you have to be innocent. Like you are coming from a Thagari clan, then you have to be extremely astute. If you are coming from the romantic clan, you have to be extremely pure. You have to be juxtaposition of whatever sins we are suffering from. If you are the light in the darkness, you have to be brilliant and not dark. And you have to give light in the darkness to the dark, not to take dark upon yourself. So if you really feel that the past of your country has been such and such, you better study it and know for yourself that you have to be just different. Some are comfort loving, they should get out of that. Some are pleasure loving, they should get out of that. Some are tempted with women and men and drinking and all that, you should completely give up and come out of it. There are deeper sins we have of cunningness, of aggressiveness, of slyness. All these things are to be studied and understood that what do we have to do for our country is to get out of it completely first of all, like the lotus out of the mire. Then you have to become absolutely a person completely integrated. Like that, you have to be in the juxtaposition to rise higher than the rest of them to give them a proper lead. I can tell you that Shiva tolerates a lot of nonsense because he is fond of forgiving. And Vishnu principle tries to play with them and punish them or kill them. But Ganesh Tattva has no compromise of any kind. And when this become Ekadasha Rudra, and when Christ is going to come in that form, then there will be no compromise, no Mataji, no crying, no argument, nothing. Shri Ganesha himself will throw people into hell. So be careful on that. Today, in the presence of Shri Ganesha, you have to take an oath that whatever is the past of my country, I will get opposite to that. Like I would say, Indians are not very good with the money. Money matters, they can be very horrid, and sometimes they create a problem with money matters. So one has to know that we have to be absolutely astute as far as money is concerned. It is not sufficient only to be something innocent, but it is more that it should be proved, that people should know that you are innocent. Like I asked my son-in-law, he is a very honest man, whether this would be honesty. So he answered, this may be honesty for outside purpose, but it is not in the essence of honesty. So that is how you have to be honest in the essence of it. And the essence of honesty is innocence. Essence of sincerity is innocence. Essence of beauty, glory is innocence. And innocence is the one that gives you complete detachment. So to such a symbol of innocence, when we bow, we must know what we have done about ourselves. Whatever has been your past, get out of it. Be just the opposite of what has been so bad before. Strongly against all that you were before in the darkness. That is the sign of your character and of your strength, and will show to the world that your spirit, which is enlightened within you, has given you that strength and that new dimension. So the second oath we have to take before Shri Ganesha is that I will be honest to myself. I will not deceive myself for anybody's sake. Now the third great thing about Shri Ganesha is that for him no gods exist except his mother. And you know all the stories about Shri Ganesha, how he adored his mother. Because he knows his mother is the power, and that he is the source of your wisdom. He is the source of your wisdom. He, Shri Ganesha, he is the embodiment of wisdom. And the greatest wisdom he has, that it is better to worship the mother than anybody else, because she is the power. According to him, even the father, if you have to meet, you have to go through the mother. And secondly, father is just the witness. All his security, all his powers, all his beauty, innocence comes from his mother. So with the third oath you have to take that for us, our mother is so powerful, why should we be afraid of anything? If she is going to give us the wisdom, why should we try to seek it anywhere else? I appear very innocent sometimes. But my innocence is complete intelligence, I think. And that is the reason, you see, people take time to accept. But people like Shri Ganesh, who are the wisest of all, know the trick. The another oath we have to take today, that we'll respect every Sahaja Yogi from our heart, because they are made in the form of Shri Ganesha. We'll not make fun of them. We'll not laugh at them. As long as they are in Sahaja Yoga, we have to respect. But they can be thrown away. They can get out of it. But unless and until this happens, do not put your ego on other people. Don't think that you understand everything. Don't think that you know everything. Respect each and every person, not for what he has read or what he has learnt, but because he is a great soul. I feel the whole West suffers from one simple disease, that is, they do not know how to respect anyone. Whatever doesn't suit their mind, they will never accept nor will respect. With their ego, they want to judge everyone and condemn everyone. So get out of it and tell yourself, I don't know anything. I was a stupid fool with my ego. Humble down yourself in your heart. Open your heart and love each other. Respect and love is the two things you have to promise to Shri Ganesha. If you cannot do that, your ascent is going to be very difficult. May God bless you.
Just keep your attention very still and watch your thoughts. And any thought that arises, just say to yourself, not that, not that. And it'll just disappear. Not that. And not that, not that. Not that. Don't let your thoughts race away. Bring them back. that. Not that. We'll meditate for 2-3 more minutes, but with full attention. Don't let your thoughts drift. Just watch your thoughts. Say not that, if you catch yourself thinking. Not that. We can just put our right hand on our heart and we'll say a small prayer for Shri Ganesha. Shri Ganesha, please forgive us our mistakes. Please be with us forever and ever. Please let us be with our mother for all eternity. Please don't let us slip off the path. Please keep us in the divine silence always. Please let us keep our balance. And please let us have thoughtless awareness. Lord, we humbly surrender all our misgivings to you. You're our brother. You're our example. Lord, please be with us always. Please protect us. And please let us be with Shri Mataji forever and ever. Jai Shri Mataji. Would two ladies like to come up and perform the arti, and we can stand for arti. Are we ready? Yes. Saba Koruandena, Saba Koruandena, Jaya Nirmala Mataji, Jaya Nirmala Mataji, Dil mein sadharena, Ma sab Koruandena. Saba Koruandena, Ma Saba Koruandena, Jaya Nirmala Mataji, Jaya Nirmala Mataji, Dil mein sadharena, Ma Saba Koruandena. Jagame Sankatakaram Kitaniliye Avata Ma Kitaniliye Avata Vishwamiteri Mahima Vishwamiteri Mahima Purangaya Munama Sabakoruandena Saba Koruandena, Mahasaba Koruandena, Jaya Nirmala Mataji, Jaya Nirmala Mataji, Dil mein sadharena, Saba Koruandena, Jo bhi sharan mein aaya, सुखा ही मिला उसको माँ सुखा ही मिला उसको बैठ के दिल में हो माँ बैठ के दिल में हो माँ लौट के ना जाना माँ Sabakoruandena Sabakoruandena Mahasabakoruandena Jaya Nirmala Mataji Jaya Nirmala Mataji Dil mein sadhare nama Sabakoruandena Manav mein avatar ke Karaniyayujiyala Ma Karaniyayujiyala Kali Yuga mein maya hai Kali Yuga mein maya hai Veer bhi pehchana ma Sabakoruandena Sabakoruandena Mahasabakoruandena Jaya Nirmala Mataji Jaya Nirmala Mataji Dil mein sadhare nama Sabakoruandena जनों की धरती है भारत माता माँ है भारत माता इस धरती पर आकर इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना माँ सबको रुआ देना Sabakoruandena Ma Sabakoruandena Jaya Nirmala Mataji Jaya Nirmala Mataji Dil mein sadhare nama Sabakoruandena Dil mein aahe tab Madhu Sangita sunalo Ma Madhu Sangita sunalo Hoy iske jo seva Hoy iske jo seva हमसे करा देना माँ सबको रुआ देना सबको रुआ देना माँ सबको रुआ देना निर्मल माता जी जय निर्मल माता जी दिल में सदा रहना सबको रुआ देना सबको रुआ देना माँ सबको रुआ देना Tvameva sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Sa Shri Kaki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Kalki Sakshat Sri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Ki Jai. Where we can just take a minute to absorb the vibrations.
Jai Shri Mataji. Just a few announcements for today's schedule. For breakfast, the Yuvas are on serving and cleaning, so please head down to the Molino. There's a clearing workshop here at 9:30 a.m. I believe that's with one of the doctors. Morning bathroom duty is France for the hangar, USA to do the Molino. Afternoon bathroom duty is Romania to do the hangar and Germany to the Molino. We need men and women for these tasks. 9:30, one member of each country present here to have a meeting about the World Festival Week outside the hangar. So that's outside the hangar at 9:30, one representative from each country. Sahaj routes at 11 a.m, lunch at 1 p.m, Sahaj quiz 3 p.m, 5:30 foot soak and clearing, meet at the hangar, 7 dinner, 9 meditation, and 10 p.m. marriage announcements. Thank you.
Jai Shri Mataji. Sahaj routes at 11 a.m. We're part 2 of a 3-day